Hey everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Jess and today's video is going to be a favourites video. First off, let me address the elephant in the room. I do have new hair. It is like a deep purpley red almost shade. I can't really explain to you the shade because it has so much like dimension in it, but I will say that this is like my first time ever going to like a professional salon and getting my hair done. I was super anxious. Luke obviously came with me, and honestly originally I was just gonna go for a dark brown, but I let the hairdresser basically have free reign of what he thought would be best for my hair. And he played around with some colour test strands that he had and he put them like on my face and everything. And this was the colour that he chose, and I'm so happy with the way that this has come out. I love it. I'm in love with it. He cut my hair in layers. I did lose a bit of length in the process, but honestly I'm so happy with it, and I was so sick of my hair and I just thought I didn't suit my hair and I was going to chop it off and dye it darker, but now I'm just absolutely obsessed. Anyway, today's video is going to be a favourites video. Of course, my first favourite has to be mention and blessing to my hair. And I also wanted to mention a couple of life favourites and hopefully not sound too kind of, I guess, cringe. I just love my house that I have with Luke, my partner or my boyfriend, if you guys didn't know. We just recently moved into a house this year together and I'm just in love with our environment. It's such a comfy, cozy, homey environment to me. Another one of my favourites is of course the fact my bookshelves. My bookshelves, I am like in love with them. I'm also in love with Luke's Lego shelves downstairs. Like honestly, so grateful. One of my lifestyle favourites is my academic diary or academic planner. I have this one from the works. I don't normally do a planner like this. This has a day at a glance, not a week at a glance, and I would never normally go for one like this. However, I just love it. Like, it's really good and it has these timestamps that I love. My one downfall with it is that on Saturdays and Sundays there is like no timestamps. It's just morning, afternoon, evening. The other kind of like, I guess, more lifestyle products that I have been loving this could be so funny to some people, is this right here. If you don't know what this is a like extra long water bottle. This has been a godsend. Recently, like in the past week or two, like in the past week and a half of October, the UK has just dropped in temperature. Like we had a week where we were still 20 degrees. That's like warm for the UK. Like that's us in like shorts and summer dresses, right? And then it just dropped to like 12 degrees and lower, and it's been freezing, but this has been like my best friend. We have just been loving this. It's such a staple. I did have it before. I think my brother and his girlfriend actually brought this for me for Christmas, either last year or the year before, and I have used it a couple of times, but this year it has literally become like a godsend. Should we do makeup favourites next or bookish favourites next? That's the question. Let's do my makeup favourites actually, because I haven't talked about makeup in a long time on my channel. I tested a new like makeup brand that I've never tried before on my channel not too long ago now, but I haven't talked about makeup in a very long time on my channel, and honestly that's because I've just been really sticking to like the same routine. Okay, speaking of skin base being like my favourite thing at the moment, having this gorgeous fresh face, let's start off with some base products. One of my favourites, and this has continued to stay a favourite literally all year since I purchased this, the e.l.f. Halo Glow. I have absolutely adored this. I was very kind of like trepidatious going into this because it has a doe foot applicator and my skin is not as bad as it used to be, but it still is kind of like spotty. I do have some black hairs. I do get quite irritated skin, and I just tend to stray away from anything that has like a doe foot sponge or anything. All throughout summer, this was what I used as foundation. Like I didn't use anything else. I just used this and a little bit of concealer underneath my eyes or any pimples that I did want, or any pimples that I wanted extra coverage on. This was literally my foundation every single day. I have mine in the shade 5, which is medium tan. And now that it's a little bit too deep, as you can see if I hold it up to my hand, for me, I have still been using this, but I've been putting it in like the contour areas, and then I've just been using some concealer like under my eyes, under my jawline to kind of like touch up, and it just looks so good. That's what I have today on my skin as my base. Another product that I have been loving is concealer wise. I've been loving the Maybelline Instant Age Eraser. This is like a spoiler for my Project Pan update coming up, but I have been loving this. The doe foot is bloody disgusting. This was a concealer that I remember not liking at all when I first started using it. I thought it looked very like drying under my eyes and just not very nice, whereas now I'm obsessed with it. Like, I wouldn't change it for the world. I really love this concealer, and I think it looks so smooth. Talking of kind of like coverage products, this is something that I wasn't sure about when I tested it in the video, but this company 17 here, this is like a really cheap drugstore brand, and I have been testing this Second Skin Enhancing Foundation the last month or so. It's like a BB cream. It doesn't give you full coverage. It's very natural. It's super skin-like on your skin. I just love it, and I've been really enjoying it. I have been absolutely obsessed with cream and liquid blushes. Loving, again, the 17 Colour Glow Cream Blush. When I tested this in a video, it was extremely splotchy. I have since... I've been using this every single day, by the way. I've applied it with a sponge. The sponge gives you way less pigment though. I would definitely highly recommend either doing it with just doing it with a brush. You can do it with a sponge, but you have to layer more product to be able to get the level of pigment that you would be wanting. Unless you're using a dry sponge, of course, you do get a little bit more pigment that way. But I've been loving this. It hasn't been looking splotchy at all, which is, I don't know if it was just like the day that I was testing it, my beauty blender was too wet, or I don't know what was going on, but something wasn't piecing together. But this looks beautiful on the skin, and I absolutely adore it. I wear it by itself, I wear it layered with powder blush over the top. I just love this so much, and I would highly recommend. I have mine in the shade Lemonade. Finally, for like the face base, I guess, like creamy products, is this, the e.l.f. Stay All Night Microfine Setting Mist. I saw Soph talk about this, and I went to go and get it because she basically said she fell asleep in her makeup, she woke up and it was in like pristine condition. Every time I use this, whether it's on light supernatural makeup that you can hardly see is there, or full glam, my makeup lasts for so long. I've recently found my top two guys, coming over Benefits brow products. Over Benefits brow gel for me are these two drugstore ones. You cannot beat them for the price. I think the e.l.f. one is £6. But yeah, these are the two top tier drugstore brow gels. If you have not tried either of these, please go ahead and try them. One thing I will say, the 17 one is a lot wetter. This is the Precise Definition Tinted Gel. This one is a lot wetter, and the wand is smaller than the e.l.f. You'll probably get it on your skin more, to be honest. I also want to talk about my favourite mascara at the moment, which is another one of those 17 products that I tested. You guys saw this in the trial video. I was so shocked at how good my lashes looked. This is so good. It doesn't flake in my eyes during the day. It doesn't smudge. I just love this mascara so much. If your eyes do water though, maybe don't buy this mascara, because I'm not gonna lie, it does smudge if your eyes are watering. It's a volumizing mascara, so it does kind of clunk them together a little bit, but not as badly as like some other mascaras that I've tried, and I just love this. This is the Another Level Volume Mascara, and I will definitely be repurchasing this. And again, it was like £4 or £5. I want to talk lip products, because I am not your average lip girly. I just don't use lip products all that often, like at all. But recently these have been my go-to lipsticks. So the first one is more like a lip combo. I've been wearing the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lipstick, which looks like this. Obviously it's an OG back on YouTube and everything like that. Love Charlotte Tilbury's lipstick formula, by the way. It's so smooth and so nice on the lips. But I wear it with a little bit of the Huda Beauty lip strobe in the shade Angelic, just tapped in the middle of my bottom lip and on the top of my cupid's bow, like on my top bit of my top lip on the cupid's bow area. That has been a to die for lip combo. It makes my lips look super big and juicy. Another one of my favorites is the Clinique Even Better Pop lipstick in the shade 10 Delicate. This is more of a like neutral toned, like it's definitely more flat than the Charlotte Tilbury is, but I've just been loving this one as well. Again, the formula is beautiful on this lipstick. And then finally, what I've got on today is literally the Revolution lip liner in Chauffeur, which is in my Project Pan. That's why I'm using that. but if I wasn't using that, I would just wear this by itself, and that is the Carmex Moisture Plus. This is like a tinted one though. I've never seen this. I have no idea where I got this from. It's got like a really nice minty scent and taste to it, to be honest. But it's just like a beautiful, like slightly pinky nude tone, and I just really have been enjoying this. It looks so good. It's a really thin texture, so you just have to make sure you're quite careful not to pour too much, like put too much on your lips at a time. But I just love this, and it just adds the nourishment as well that you don't get from most lipstick formulas. And then finally for makeup products, because I feel like I've been talking about them for a while now, are 3 eyeshadow palettes. So I've rediscovered the Urban Decay Naked Cherry palette. I did a whole review on this when I first brought it, and I did talk about how there's not enough dark shades. However, the darkest shade in here, Privacy, I've been using through my eyebrows since I've had my hair dyed. I have been using this through my eyebrows and it's worked perfectly. I just love this palette. Like, honestly, these tones are so lovely, and again, they go so well with my hair right now, but I don't know, I've always had a soft spot for pinky red cranberry tones, and this palette just gives it to me, and it also gives it to me in like such a subtle, soft, delicate, beautiful way, and I've just been loving it. Really, really loving this. Been using it quite a lot recently. And then the other 2 are relatively neutral. One you guys have seen me talk about like till I literally died, and that's the Charlotte Tilbury Instant Eye Palette, the Smoky Eyes Are Forever one. This was last year's Christmas present, limited edition Christmas release, and basically you have it in like trios of like different eye looks that you can do. I have tried this using them as trios, and I love the look. This palette gave me the confidence to put trimmers through my creases, because that's how Charlotte like suggests you use these, because they are numbered to like tell you what you do with them. I don't know how to explain to you guys, but this is probably the best eyeshadow formula I've ever tried. I love it. It's so pigmented, it's so easy to blend. I think it's really user friendly. You can layer in small amounts. You can also do the total opposite and slather it on, and you can still get a good blend on the product. Like, I just love this so much. I have so much love for this. Again, another recent palette to my collection is the Too Faced Born This Way Natural Nudes complexion inspired eyeshadow palette. Now, Luke's mum actually got this for Christmas for me last year, I believe. I'm pretty sure, yeah. This is what it looks like, and it is so nice. I don't see anyone talk about this. I didn't even know this came out, but this, oh, again, it's just those like cranberry kind of tones. Like, honestly, subtle pinky mauvey shades, and I'm just obsessed. It's just so nice. I love it. The shimmers are really, really great in here. They're super foiled. You can use them wet or dry. I've used them both ways, wet and dry. Okay guys, I am continuing this video a little bit later on. My battery died, and as I said, I don't have a second camera battery, so I had to wait like 3 hours for the battery to charge to be able to finish filming this video. I'm going to move on to talk about some favourite books and book series. Now, this is based on this year, and these are by far not a like minute list. Like, this is not for sure like the only books and series that I've loved this year. I am missing some, but honestly, I will probably do a video at the end of the year talking about all of my favourite books of the year. So if you are curious, please stick around for the end of the year, because I will do a whole video on that. But I have quite a few series that I'm going to talk about, and one main author that I'm going to talk about as well, which you guys will not be surprised about. So let's start off with the main author, I guess. And that is the author of this series right here, this series right here. Oh wait, that's gonna really like annoy some people, one sec. This series right here, and the series is still currently being published, Crescent City. The author in question is of course Sarah J Maas. You guys know I have found a literal ultimatum of love and appreciation for her book series. I have read my first ever 6-star series and 6-star books from her. This whole entire series right here, Throne of Glass. I am missing the short story collection, but I do need to get it in the new covers. These are the new released covers. But yeah, please, please, please do not underestimate how much I love her work. This is my first ever 6-star series ever that I've ever given. I don't know what it is, but the way she writes is just so good. There's loads of people out there that tell you ways to read her series, Personally, if you are already a fantasy reader, I would start off with Throne of Glass. You can either read the short story collection first and then go into Throne of Glass, the first book, or you can read the first 3 books, but you can read the first 2 books, Throne of Glass and Crown of Midnight, and then read the short stories depending on how you prefer. When I read it, I read the short stories first, but I didn't enjoy the short stories first, and when I eventually reread the series, because trust me, I will, I think I will read the short stories third. But if you're not already, then I would definitely recommend the easiest series to kind of start with her is probably Throne of Glass. There is spice in here though, so if you're not a spicy girl, then maybe you will not enjoy this. But this one's definitely more like fantasy romance. The first book, Throne of Glass, A Court of Thorns and Roses, does start off a little bit more like your typical fantasy and sets the world, but you do get some amazing characters in here and you just fall in love with them. And of course I have Crescent City, which the 3rd book comes out in January, and I'm so excited. A different kind of rec or favourite that I want to recommend to you guys and say is a favourite is a graphic novel series, is the Lore, oh my god, these are so heavy, is the Lore Olympus series by Rachel Smith. I really love these. I don't know why volume 3 has this written the other way. It is kind of annoying, but it is whatever. This actually started out as a book that was gifted to me by Luke, my partner, because I had seen this everywhere, volume 1, and he actually ended up buying me volume 1 secondhand. This basically follows Hades and Persephone, and it's like a modern retelling, but with the art style is just absolutely stunning. Like, this is a great series, and I also feel like a great one to recommend to you guys as well, because these are expensive. Like, obviously getting a hardback is quite expensive, they're about 20 quid. This is a great one that I feel to recommend to you guys because you can read this as a webtoon for free. However, I will say please be careful of the content in here. Rachel Smith does have a content disclaimer, but there is definitely things like emotional abuse, sexual abuse, rape, all those other things that are either alluded to or very prevalently obvious in these books, so please just be careful, taking into consideration those themes, and make sure you read the disclaimers before you go in and read them, because some content can be triggering to some readers. We've got a favourite romance read series for me, and that is Lucy Score's Knock 'Em Out series. So it starts off with Things We Never Got Over, then it's Things We Hide from the Light, and then it's Things We Left Behind. This is definitely my favourite romance series that I have read so far in all of the books that I have been reading. Obviously it may be overtaken by something else, but so far this is definitely my favourite romance series that I have read, and it has such like a prevalent presence in my life. Like, I still think about these characters, and the small town found family trope in here is just incredible, and I just love it. I love it so much. They look beautiful together on my bookshelves, and I would just highly recommend these. They are a little bit spicy though, so if you prefer your closed door romance, meaning that there is no explicit content in the books, you would not enjoy this series because there is definitely some spice in here. Speaking of romance, I am also going to bring up this series, which I don't know if technically I'm allowed to do, but I'm going to do it anyway. I haven't finished this series, but this is definitely quickly becoming one of my favourites, and that is the Hooked series by Emily McIntyre. I've read the first 2 books in this series so far, Hooked and Scarred. These are fractured fairy tales, and these are like dark romances. However, what makes these so good compared to any dark romance that I've read before is that the characters are redeemable, and they don't do like irredeemable things that are so unforgivable to me as a reader that I could never forgive them, and therefore I don't enjoy the book because I think it's just not pointless or silly. I don't know the word that I'm looking for, but if someone does something too outrageous in a book, I just can't get over it for me. Another favourite is Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. Now, this book, I was kind of in a reading slump when I picked up this book, and this book just changed everything for me. This is going to be a 5-book series. The second book comes out in November, and I am so excited. Iron Flame's coming out. I have it pre-ordered for hardcover to come to my house, so I am very excited. I will be reading it in November when it comes. It's probably going to be my priority read of November, to be honest, because November is, again, going to be a manic, crazy month for me, just like this month has been, but, well, this month so far. We're not even at the end of it yet. But yeah, this Iron Wing will be my priority read, and it might actually be like one of the only books that I read next month. I can't lie to you guys, because I'm about to have a crazy time with loads of assignments due and loads of my IP due, so because of that I probably won't have enough time to read. And then finally, a book that you guys wouldn't have seen me talk about just yet on my channel. You will see me talk more about this book later on in my wrap up. And that is The Scarlet Veil by Shelby Mahurin. I have the Waterstones exclusive. This is published by Arctic Monkey. This is published by Electric Monkey. Guys, please tell me why in Waterstones there are some stunning editions by this publishing company, Arctic Monkey. Look at it. Black sprayed edges at the top, kind of like these skull lace moments on the side. Beautiful roses on the hardcover dust jacket. And then underneath the hardcover, underneath the dust jacket, you have a printed hardcover and your end papers are like red and white lace. Stunning. This whole edition is stunning. Now this is the first book in a spin-off. I think it's going to be Duology by Shelby Mahurin from the Serpent and Dove trilogy. Now I've read the Serpent and Dove trilogy and I really enjoyed that. One of my favourites, definitely a trilogy that I would recommend to you guys. However, this just felt like it was a massive step up in terms of like writing and the way it was written and the plot development and the things you find. It felt so good. I read this in 3 days. That's how good it was. It has vampires in it, and if you guys love a vampire, please go and do this. I actually follow Shelby Mahurin on Instagram now, and she basically chose like vampires over like this book over Serpent and Dove in like this choice thing, and I think I agree. Like I think I would choose this book over Serpent and Dove, not because I didn't enjoy Serpent and Dove, because I loved it. I think I gave Serpent and Dove 5 stars. Let me know in the comments below any of your favourite things from either this year or favourite things that you've gone to. And that's everything for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, would like to see more videos from me, and I'll catch you guys all in my next one. Bye!